saucy and we undead Zergan.
Even in death, you cannot defeat me.
I'm worming, I'm working, let's hurt him. Undead Zergan.
The essence of death, you are life-loving.
And if you think you're scaring skeletons, you got another thing coming.
Of the devil, yeah. A new man, a new me. Better watch out, you ain't never seen a beast. I don't always have control, he could be me. Got a chip on his shoulder and he got some sharp teeth. Anyone in my way, and anyone who betrayed, anyone I have to face, I'll wipe them out like the plague. Fly through the air, if you got a death wish, come outside, don't be scared. Yeah, I'm more than prepared, I've been prepping for this day and now it's finally here. Better watch out, cause I'm back now. New and improved, head filled with no doubts. They let the beast out, I let them feast now. I will be at the top, can't keep me down. A new man, a new me. Better watch out, you ain't never seen a beast. I don't always have control, he could be me. Got a chip on his shoulder and he got some sharp teeth. Anyone in my way, and anyone who betrayed, anyone I have to face, I'll wipe them out like the plague.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the graveyard, and today I am showing my Necromancer PvP build, the Reaper. If you haven't already, definitely subscribe to the channel and hit that like button, share this, share any other video that you like as far as necromancy goes, because that's what this is all about on this channel. We are raising the dead and undead Zergan. And of course, videos like this are always exclusive to YouTube members first. You guys get early access to all of my videos before they go live to the general public. So if you're interested in seeing what my next build is, then definitely think about getting yourself a membership and check it out before the rest of the general public does. With that being said, let's jump right into this build. Looking at our character sheet here, these are our unbuffed stats, and then on the back bar we can see our physical and critical resistance and spell resistance go up, but the critical resistance I can't necessarily show with our back bar set since we are not in Battle Spirit. Battle Spirit is not active, but Rallying Cry is going to give us around that 4K critical resistance mark. But looking at our back bar defensive stats, Spell and physical resistance just at that 30k mark, which makes us super tanky, and then the healing along the way is going to keep us alive and pretty much topped off during the duration of the fight. Looking at our front bar, our weapon and spell damage is going to be just around that 4500 mark. It's not necessarily that big on penetration, but the amount of critical damage that we're going to be doing, it's really not that necessary. Jumping into our max stats here, we have everything into stamina. We dumped pretty much all we could into our stam just because that is the sole focus of the build. We're rocking a 2H, and if Scythe is costly spammable, but it does quite a bit of damage, especially with this setup, and I can display the combo here in a minute. Rocking the Shadow Mundus, 41% critical damage, and then that's going to go upwards towards 61%. And if you combine that with the base crit that you get with the 50%, we're looking right around that 110% critical damage mark. We are rocking the Jewels of Misrule, and then, of course, if you don't want that, you can use the Smoked Bear Haunch, or if you're feeling lucky, definitely give the Bewitched Sugar Skulls a try. We are still an Imperial on this build. Imperial is going to reduce the cost of all of your skills by 6%. Super nice across the board. If you want to look at the other passives that the race gives you, we get 2,000 health, stamina, and then reduces the cost of all of your abilities by 6%. So super helpful. The Necromancer has a lot of free skills to begin with, but this just tops it off. This is a subclass build. We are going to be rocking the Storm Calling, mostly for its passives, but we do have one skill in the back bar that we use. Bone Tyrant and Grave Lord. Obviously, it's just a Necromancer channel, so the base class is Necromancer as always. And we can go over the passives and the skills here in a minute and why we are running them. We are using the tripods for our potions here. They're free. You can buy them with AP. Definitely don't skip on these. They're very nice, very useful to have. And then our detect pots for night blades if you need them. We're going to jump right into the sets here. So Vatashran Perfected Battle Axe. This is going to combine our burst combination with Scythe, Blast Bones, and Dawnbreaker. But basically, while momentum is active, casting a stamina ability in combat generates a stack of frenzied momentum. So when you get 10 of these, so anytime you pretty much hit a stamina ability, it's going to count towards that stack. And then when you do a fully heavy attack with our 2H here, it's going to do a crap ton of physical damage to all of the enemies in an 8-meter radius. So, we can talk about why that's important here in a minute. Back bar, Rallying Cry, enough said, don't really have to talk about this too much. Gives us weapon and spell damage, and then of course critical resistance on top of it. Very broken set. And then we are wearing Dagons. I went back to Dagons simply for the fact that our combo is a crap ton of area of effect burst damage. So this pretty much just tops it off, giving us a nice 700 weapon and spell damage to our area of effect abilities. The reason why I say 700 is we have 129 for the 2 and 4 piece, and then 492. If you add that up on the 5 piece, it'll give you around like 700 weapon and spell damage. And then the max stamina is nice as well too. We're doing all crits, critical resistance, impenetrable on the body. I still have reinforced on the chest. It's just nice to have because it's a heavy chest. But if you want that to be impen, by all means, it's not going to make it or break it. We're rocking protective jewelry just to get around that 30,000 mark for our physical and spell resistance. You could go infused if you want, but I feel protective is kind of necessary, especially in this meta. People are just pretty much one-shotting you, so wherever I can get resistance, that's where I'm going to put it. And then Monomyth, that is the mythic of choice. This is how we are getting our crazy crit damage and setting us up for our burst combination. Jumping back into the skills here. So, Vatashran. Forward momentum is going to give you 40 seconds of minor endurance, but not only that, our major brutality and sorcery buffs. So, as long as we have this up, we can generate those stacks of frenzied momentum, and that's going to be with our Ruinous Scythe and Dawnbreaker. Ruinous Scythe and Blast Bones rotation, and then once we have everything lined up, we'll hit our contingency heavy attack with the Blast Bones, getting ready to stalk the enemy into a Scythe, and then everything just pretty much hits at the same time. Juicy burst combination. Mystic Siphon, this is our Major Prophecy, Major Savagery. It's free, gives us a bunch of recoveries, and then just having it slotted increases our damage done by 3%. Shocking Contingency, so this is a scribe skill using the shock damage, and then the extra 2k with our next direct attack. This is going to stack with our Scythe. So our Scythe can get around that 9k tooltip, which is super helpful. And then I don't think Dagon's represents the necessary damage output. That doesn't update the tooltip for this, but it says 6699 bleed damage, but I think Dagon's actually makes that go higher. It just doesn't show it in the tooltip itself. And then Minor Force, just because we don't have the Psijic ability Race Against Time on the back bar, so this is where we're going to get our Minor Force to go with our Monomyth, our Major Force. Scythe, already talked about this. It also does the hemorrhaging status effect and sets them off balance, which is super helpful. So you could medium weave and stun them at the same time. And then the hemorrhaging is going to put a nice dot on them. And then the big thing here is that you get a heal for every time you hit an enemy with this. So 4649 up front, and then this stacks with or scales with our max health. And then any other enemy that we hit, we get another 1500 health on top of that. Blighted Blast Bones, Major Reminder Defile, Burst combo, 532 stamina, very cheap. And then Dawnbreaker of Smiting. This is basically our spammable CC, but we get this so frequently that we can pretty much set our Dawnbreaker up with every combo. And by every combo, I mean like when you're able to line all 4 of these up. You're not going to be able to do it every single time, but I think Dawnbreaker is very perfect with this setup, specifically for the Sorcerer passives, boosting our physical and shock damage by 5%. And then having Mystic Siphons 3% here, we pretty much have an 8% increase in damage on all of our abilities. Except Scythe and Blast Bones. This is Disease and this is Bleed. But Dawnbreaker is going to get buffed by that. Mystic Siphon is going to get buffed by that. Hurricane's going to get buffed by that. Very, very nice. And then Frenzy, Momentum, the physical damage that you get from the Vatishran 2H, that is also buffed by the Stormcalling passives. Looking at the back bar here, Temporal Guard. This is going to stack with Monomyth, giving us the minor protection with the major protection. Elisus, that is our major breach. Hurricane, crap ton of physical damage. It's going to give us our major resolve, and then minor expedition, which is super helpful. Resolving Vigor, this is our minor resolve, which is going to stack with the major resolve, giving us our 30k armor. Necrotic Potency, so I like this for the heal, but more specifically, this is how we get our Dawnbreakers so frequently. We get 6 ultimate per corpse, and there's corpses everywhere, so keep siphoning those corpses. Keep the heal up, get the ultimate back, and then spam your Dawnbreaker. Healing Soul, we got the healing, we got the heal over time, and then the Major Vitality. This is going to go with our Resolving Vigor and our Ruinous Scythe. So every time we scythe an enemy, that Major Vitality is going to kick in for the health down there too. Very helpful. Alright, let's look at the combo here. So if we buff up, we're going to have everything going, and then I'm going to start off with an Elisus, swap to the front bar, and then just do the Blast Bone Scythe combination and start building stacks of Frenzy Momentum. So if we switch back to the back bar here, Blighted Blast Bones, Blighted Blast Bones, so now we're at 3 stacks, 4 stacks, 7 stacks, 8 stacks, 9 stacks, Blast Bones, Contingency, Dawnbreaker. That was a 41k Dawnbreaker. Holy fuck, that was hard. I'm hard. I don't know about you, but whew. This build is nasty, dude. Let me tell you, the area of effect output damage that you can create from this build, it honestly makes Scythe viable. And with Scythe being viable with something like this, it's nice because it's always going to top our health off. It's doing great damage at the same time, and then you're proccing the off-balance status effect. Not status effect, but you're just making the enemies off-balance, so you're lining them up for taking increased damage thanks to our CP, and you're going to be able to CC them with just a slight medium wave. So when I say a medium wave, a fully charged heavy attack is like that, but a medium wave is when you just hold it down and let it go. Hold it down, let it go. Hold it down, let it go. This is a light attack, medium attack, heavy attack. So the Vatashran 2H will only proc off one of these heavy attacks. What's nice about this is when the enemy's off balance, you can still proc up a heavy attack and they'll still get CC'd and get hit by the Frenzied Momentum. So you have all of that going with the Blighted Blast Bones, the Contingency, and then the Scythe. What I like to do is I'll hit my Contingency, and then as I'm swinging the axe, I then hit my Scythe, so that way it immediately pops off after the end of the heavy attack. So if you look right now, I pressed my Scythe, it goes off at the same time. It's kind of hard to explain, but like, you hit your Contingency, and then you immediately go into the heavy attack, and then as soon as you start swinging up your axe, you hit your Scythe. And then your Scythe will not go off until the end of the heavy attack animation is complete. So we'll do it again here. We'll charge this up. We'll go into the heavy attack. I hit my Scythe. Everything just hits at the same time. So when you have 10 stacks of Frenzy Momentum, that Frenzy Momentum's going to go off, the Scythe's going to go off, the Contingency's going to go off, your Blast Bones will then hit the enemy at the same time, and then if they're still not dead for whatever reason, just smack them with a Dawnbreaker. This is fucking stupid. I love this build so much. Let's look into the CP real quick. We are rocking Wrathful Strikes, Master at Arms, Exploiter with the Scythe. It's going to set them off balance, so they're going to take increased 10% damage. And then Fighting Finesse just to top off our critical damage and critical healing even more. Red CP, we have Survival Instincts, Pain's Refuge, Fortified, and Boundless Vitality. Alright guys, that is the build in a nutshell. If you liked this, definitely let me know. Drop a comment down below. And with that being said, if you got to see this before anybody else, make sure that you mention that you're a YouTube member and you got exclusive access to this build. And also join us on the Discord where you can go and see whenever I go live on both YouTube and Twitch. With that being said, guys, I'm heading back to the BGs. I'm going to get the Reaper reaping. Peace out. Stay frosty. And I'll see you in the graveyard.